Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. I'm SamuraiT-X, and I'm Solid Snake. Last time we left off, let's just say that this case got postponed because, Edgeworth screwed up for starters, but, we couldn't really get a verdict because Bruce Goodman apparently died in two places. That's very strange, and at the same time too, so I'm really lost already in this case because how can somebody die twice in the same place at the same time? Something's not right there, right? So, now the trial's been postponed. We're going to have time to investigate once again. And we're going to get to the bottom of this because, man, I'm pretty confused. How Damon Gant also found like Bruce Goodman's thing. Because what linked us to the definite police department evidence room was the fact that Damon Gant named an ID and the ID was Bruce Goodman's. So that's what linked that case to this case. So we're going to get to the bottom of it nonetheless and continue with our start our second investigation. February 23rd, 2:15 p.m. Wright and Kohler offices. With the trial postponed, it gives us another day to investigate. So, we're in the Wright and Kohler offices with Emma and Phoenix Wright. Mr. Wright, so what's going on with this case anyway? I'm a little confused. Huh? Let's see. What is going on? The victim, Detective Bruce Goodman, was stabbed to death at 5 o'clock p.m. on the 21st. He died in the prosecutor's parking lot and the police department's evidence room. What's with this and the evidence room part? The prosecutor's office and the police department are 30 minutes apart by car. That's what we're going to find out. Or try to, at least. Alright, let's do it. Glad she's in good spirits, but I'm not sure she's going to be much help with this. Don't be so sure, Mr. Wright. Wait, what? Did you just read my mind? How? Huh? Would you mind coming with me? Yeah, sure. Might as well. I'll prove that these thick-rimmed glasses of mine aren't just for show. Let's go. Science awaits us. Well, I'm glad she's optimistic. February 23rd, prosecutor's office, underground parking lot. Emma has dragged us along to the prosecutor's parking lot because she's very optimistic and wants to prove us wrong. You know, I really don't think we should worry about the police department murder. There wasn't a body found there. Who cares? Of course, it was our victim who was killed at the department. And my sister would never do such a thing. I know it. This is a flashback. I'm not going to read it. My sister erasing evidence at the crime scene? Never. Well, there is rumors that the prosecutors do forge evidence and whatnot, so maybe she did try to erase the evidence. Well, she would have run. Well, her boat things were weird. Plus, she kicked down the oil drum, so probably she was doing it, actually. Even though she says they don't get along, Emma really likes her sister. That's not it at all. Wait, did you just read my mind a second time? It's just we're both professionals at what we do, and I trust her. Big words for a high school student. Well, whether there was bloodstains or not, the water in that oil drum washed it all away. Ignore the strength of my science at your own peril, Mr. Wright. Huh? What's that grin for? This situation calls for one thing, and that is luminol testing fluid. Luminol? Blood is sticky stuff, you know. You can't just wash it away with a little water. Even if you can't see it, it's still there. But wouldn't the police have already done those tests? Never trust anyone's eyes but your own, Mr. Wright. Just give it a try. Me? Why do I have to do it? I'm a minor. I can't even drink yet. We're testing bloodstains with this stuff, not drinking it. Here, I'll lend you these glasses. Huh? You had an extra pair of those things? To test for a blood reaction, just spray the luminol on it. Ignore what I just said with splay. Like this, see? To touch the screen to spray it on. Okay, let's find some bloodstains. Well, we're gonna investigate this floor because that's where Bruce Goodman was murdered, so let's press it. And looks like we found something, so let's click on it and examine it. And there's footprints as well, actually. I can see her eyes shining behind those glasses. So, is this a bloodstain? Ugh, it's so... ugh. Emma, you're shaking. It's just... this is my first time seeing real blood. Scientific investigation in action. Okay, well, we definitely know that this is a bloodstain, but doesn't it strike you as odd, scientifically speaking, of course? What's odd about this, scientifically? Well, the blood's location is actually correct, because that's where Bruce Goodman was murdered, so that's fine. But the amount of blood really confuses me, because, like, that just looks like splodges. And, remember the victim's shoe? It had a lot of blood underneath that shoe, so I'm going to say the amount of blood. The perpetrator and the Detective Goodman fought here, right? Don't you think that there'd be a little more blood? I definitely think so. I mean, look at the blood on the sole of the victim's shoe. There we said, yeah, I said that already. It's strange. If they fought here, they'd have to be more bloodstains than this. Hey, Mr. Wright. See how I'm marking up the floor plans where we found the bloodstain? Yeah. See, I'm pretty handy to have around, right? Yeah, that's very useful information to have. I saved up my allowance to buy this. Well, it will definitely come handy, so thanks. We can't be sure that the police will reveal all their evidence in court. Sometimes they fail to mention evidence that doesn't fit with their view of the case, and we'll drag that hidden evidence out into the light of day. Yeah, it feels like we're really investigating a crime now, doesn't it? This luminol stuff is going to come in handy. Ha. I wonder how that fluid of yours would react to a nice deli box. Miss Starr! You only trust your own eyes. Not bad, you two. This day-old deli box is on the house. Sorry, it's just that kind of bleeding doesn't really get my mouth watering. Alright, let's talk to her. Today's trial. You certainly put me in a tight spot today. My apologies, Miss Starr, but... No, it's okay. It was my fault. Oh, we know. I witnessed everything from that security room right there. But I was afraid that wouldn't sound convincing enough, you see. I was wrong to think that. I'm sorry. Sorry? You lied on the witness stand. That's unforgivable. Huh? Little girl, don't forget what's important here. Even if the place I witnessed the events was different, I saw what I saw. I saw Chief Prosecutor Sky stab a man in cold blood, and that testimony still stands. Ah! I swear it on my honor as a detective. She stabbed Goodman. I know this photograph has something important to tell us, but what? Detective Starr. So, you were a detective, weren't you, Miss Starr? Yes, it was a long time ago. Well, 2 years ago. No matter how hardened the criminal, when they faced me, they coughed it up. Coughed it up? They confessed. They babbled like babies. You know, I may seem like a demon sometimes, but I can be an angel too. I wouldn't doubt it. Every day I dragged the dirt out of the mouths of suspect after suspect. And before long they called me the Kofar Queen. Oh, and here I thought someone had gotten food poisoning on from your lunches. And you were let go? Fired? We're not gonna read this because it's a flashback. But yeah, she did get fired, kind of, actually. It's all because of that case. The SL-9 incident. SL? Wait, she doesn't mean... Well, I want answers first, actually. This crime photo, actually. If you think about it, I could have taken that picture from the guard room, but even I get flustered sometimes. So you went straight to the scene of the crime and climbed the chain link fence in an effort to stop the murder? That's when I took this photo, yes. In other words, 5 minutes after the crime? Those 5 minutes are the whole problem. The hole in my testimony, as it were. The 5 minutes weren't the problem, mister. You lying was the problem. Listen, little girl. I've had my testimony disregarded before, and I wasn't going to have it disregarded again. Just like that time. That time? Before we even talk to her about this, let's present the victim's note. What do you think about this SL-9 incident on that knife and that note? Goodman. Goodman was the head detective in that case, you know. Really? That knife was evidence from that case, the murder weapon. It was due for transferal the very day that Goodman was killed. As I suspected, SL-9 isn't over, not yet. Do you think you could tell us more about the SL-9 incident? I think we'd be able to talk to her now about it. Yes, we can. That's when I learned the truth. We're nothing to them. Disposable. Disposable? 2 years ago, it was the biggest case I'd ever handled. The police and the prosecutors were desperate for decisive evidence, so they didn't solve it. On the contrary, it was solved quite cleanly. The criminal was caught and executed. Executed? Yes, the criminal got what was coming to him. It doesn't get any cleaner than that. The only problem was they never did find the decisive evidence, not even a little. What? But the criminal was executed, right? Evidence of a sort. Made up evidence. What? You mean they executed someone with fabricated evidence? The best part came several months after the trial. Every detective involved with this case was dealt with. Some were demoted to patrolmen, others found themselves out of a job. And you were one of those? Myself and one other person you know well. Wait, could it be? Exactly. Officer Jake Marshall. Are these people reading my minds? He's on the security detail in the police department, isn't he? Detective Marshall. As professional detectives, we investigate that case from every angle. Jake was particularly determined, and then it was over. He was demoted. However, he hasn't forgotten, and neither have I. You haven't forgotten SL-9? There was another side to the case, a hidden side. That's what we're after now. And no one up in their fancy offices can stop us. Wait! Those lunches you sell, they're only the reason why I came to sell lunches in this accursed office. I come here to meet the old friends, boyfriends that can help me investigate. Miss Starr's old boyfriends? How many does she have anyway? Just when the detectives on the case have disappeared, we find new evidence. There has to be a connection. So, Rookie. What? It seems you're serious about investigating this case? Yes. Then you should take this. A Salisbury steak lunch? I know a certain guy who might help you if you tempt him with this treat. Ah, I wish I could eat that actually. Mr. Officer Marshall, is he your, are you going out? Why do you want to know? I was just wondering what happened to him. A long time ago when he was helping my sister do cases, he was so nice. He got along so well with my sister, it made me jealous. And he was so nice to me too back then. This would be when Officer Marshall was a detective. But now he's so cold. Jake and I are merely cooperating on this investigation. We're putting the past to rest, as it were nothing more than that. I see. Thank you. Officer Jake Marshall. Right, we're going to call it a video here actually, because it's been 16 minutes. So when we come back, folks, we'll play more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Until then, thank you for watching. Catch you guys later. See ya.